Welcome. This is yoga for hips and hamstrings. My name is Kierstin. We are going to show our lower body some love. So starting off in a child's pose, bring the big toes to touch the knees wide and then gently work your way down. I like to bring my forearms as wide as the mat, spreading the fingers, bending gently up the elbows so that the chest can really settle down between the shoulders. Maybe rocking the forehead side to side, the hips side to side, just to get a little bit more comfortable in this balasana. Exhale all of the air out. Inhale, fill up. Big exhale. As you take a few more breaths, you might imagine a tiny set of lungs at the low back. And as you inhale, fill up that space. Exhale, allow hips to be just 1% heavier. So 2 more times like that. Inhale, fill up low back. Exhale, just get a little bit heavier. Once more. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then begin to crawl right fingertips forward, left fingertips forward. So lengthening through those arms, draw the shoulders back away from the ears, elbows lift off of the mat, spread the fingers wide. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale, slowly roll up to your hands and knees. Walk the palms under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Spread fingers really wide on an inhale. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away and round. Inhale, drop belly, spread through collarbones. And exhale, create space between the shoulder blades. And then perhaps making a few C shapes through the spines. Look back towards the heels. And some barrel rolls through the chest, just moving the ribs around in space. And then just a few hip circles. So drop hips back towards the left heel. You can crawl those fingers up towards right heel, right wrist, left wrist. Maybe you tuck the toes as you reach the hips back, getting a little stretch through the soles of the feet. And as you come through towards that left heel, one more time, we'll move to the opposite side. So left wrist, right wrist. Right heel, left heel. Once more in this clockwise motion. And then come back to your tabletop. Tops of feet come to the mat again. Finding a neutral spot for a neutral place for the pelvis, so we're not sticking the tailbone out and we're not rounding it either. But belly pulls towards the spine, low back is long here. Option to stay on the palms, or an option to come down almost into a dolphin arms here. So with the fingers spread really wide and down into the forearms, the elbows underneath the shoulders, just to take some pressure off of the wrists. And then when you're ready, shoot the right leg straight back. Those right toes point straight down. Pour a little bit more weight into that right forearm or the right palm. Feel the core turn on. The more we engage this leg, the easier this balance act becomes. So flex the right foot, the toes point straight down. Take an inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, pause. On an inhale, reach the heel just a few inches higher, squeeze that right glute. And then exhale, see if you can bring this knee up into that right armpit, touching that tricep. Inhale, reach the heel high. Exhale, squeeze every drop of breath out as you pull it up and in. 2 more. Big breath in. Big exhale. Last one. Inhale, squeeze that glute. And then exhale, pull that knee up. Inhale, reach the heel back. The toes come down to the mat. Go ahead and come up off of those forearms. The palms should be out in front of you, so you can push into the heels of the palms as you drop the weight of the head and reach that right heel back. Nice calf stretch. Take an inhale. On your exhale, walk the palms under the shoulders, slide the toes over towards the left side of your mat. Push away with your right hand, look over the left shoulder towards that foot. Feel a stretch through the outside of the left hip, those right side ribs. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more breath in, and then exhale, come back to tabletop. Bring that right knee back under the hip. Take one cat-cow, inhale, drop the belly, spread collarbones. As you exhale, maybe tent through the fingers as you round and take a gentle lean back. Take some more pressure off of the wrists. Tabletop when you're ready. Down to forearms if this was an option you took before. So spreading through those collarbones. Left toes come back, left heel comes back. Again, pour a little bit more weight into that left forearm or the left palm. Feel the core turn on. Really engage this left leg. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, pause. Inhale, or lift the heel just a few inches higher, squeeze the glute. Exhale, pull this knee up into your armpit. See if you can touch the tricep. Nice. Inhale, reach the heel straight back. Exhale, squeeze every drop of breath out as you pull it up and in. 2 more times. Big breath in. This way. Big exhale. Last one. Inhale, kick that heel high. And exhale, pull it in. Inhale, or reach the heel back. The toes come down. Again, if you're on those forearms, just lift up. Those palms should be out in front of you so you can push into them. Drop the weight of the head. Reach that left heel back. Widen through collarbones. Allow shoulders to move away from each other. Big inhale. Exhale, palms come under the wrist, and then the leg comes over off the right side of your mat this time. And then push away with your left hand, look over right shoulder towards that leg. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more breath in and out. Inhale, knee comes back under the hip. Again, one cat-cow, so drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift tailbone. Exhale, maybe round as you come up onto those fingertips, leaning back. And then back to tabletop, tuck your toes, spread the fingers really wide, ground down through the knuckles and the fingertips. Inhale, lift the knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time here, a little micro bend through the elbows. Again, spread through collarbones, really allow the shoulders to move away from the ears. Pedaling out through the feet, dropping one heel and then the other. Take a breath in and a breath out. And look between the thumbs, gently walk the feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Take your time. We'll take 2 half lifts as we arrive. So inhale, hands on the legs, shoot crown of the head forward, sits bones back. Exhale, soften the knees and fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, pull belly to spine. And exhale, Uttanasana. Release. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Allow gravity to take the full weight of the skull, of the arms and the shoulders. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you sway heels to toes. One more inhale. Exhale, release the fingertips back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant fingertips and step the left toes back into a lunge and drop that left knee down. And then on an inhale, lift the arms overhead 90 degrees through this right knee to begin. So drop the shoulders away from the ears. Those arms can come wide. Always option to bring the hands down to the hips. So coming out of this lunge a little bit, again, 90 degrees, scoop your tailbone under. Feel the core turn on. Draw ribs back over hips, shoulders over hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your right hand down to your right hip. This leg is really engaged. This right leg is super engaged here. It's like we're drawing this right heel back. Take one more inhale. Feel a big opening through left side body. And then exhale, maybe take a gentle side bend over to the right here. So opening up just a little bit more through left side, front of left side body. That's psoas, the front of that left hip. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more breath in. And then exhale, bring the fingertips down to frame that front foot and drop the hips low. So this right leg now becomes loosey-goosey. The hips become loose as you drop them low. Look forward, spread through collarbones, and then exhale, walk the hands back into your half split, lift the right toes. Inhale, come forward, drop the hips low. Exhale, back and fold. We're gonna do that one more time. So inhale, crawl forward, drop those hips, draw shoulder blades together, and exhale in your Ardha Hanumanasana, your half split. Draw the right hip back, the left hip forward. You can use blocks or any other support that you need here if the fingers don't reach the ground. This right knee can be as bent as it needs to be. And then maybe you fold over the leg, dropping the chin. You might play around with pointing the toes, getting a little extra stretch through the shin or the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And out, fold just a little bit more. And then on your inhale, begin to crawl the hands forward, bend into that right knee. Tuck the left toes and straighten that left knee now. Beautiful. From here, equal weight in both feet. Ground down through that left heel, those left toes, reach that left heel back. You can widen the stance a little bit if it feels okay. And then take the hands to the hips here so the torso stays low. Draw belly to spine, draw shoulder blades together. Take an inhale and an exhale. And bending into that right knee, reach that left heel back. Inhale, lift the torso just a little bit more. Again, draw those shoulder blades together. Beautiful. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, take a gaze at the top of your mat. So that's where the eyes go. That's where we'll keep our balance. And then as you bring the fingers down in front of those toes, pour weight into your right foot and lift the left toes. They might not go very high for our standing split. They might come here. But the left toes come straight down so that the hips are square. Take as much of a bend in the right knee as feels okay. On your inhale, maybe squeeze that left glute and lift the leg a little bit higher. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, bend both knees, bring your left knee to touch the right calf. Inhale, lift the left leg high. One more time. And now exhale, you know where we're going. Bend both knees, take the left shin down to the mat and sit on your left hip. So the sole of the right foot is out and is down on the mat. If both sits bones don't ground down here, extend that left leg long. So I'll do this modification first, and on the other side, I'll do the opposite. So that left leg is long out in front of you, or it's tucked under. On an inhale, pull the right thigh into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale, begin to take your chin towards your right shoulder. And then work your way nice and slow into this twist. You can wrap the left arm around the right thigh. These right fingertips come behind you to prop up the spine. Take an inhale and an exhale. Maybe take a twist just a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come back through center, unwind. Take the right heel into the left hand, right knee into the right palm, and go ahead and flex the right foot, place it on top of the left thigh. Again, so option one, left leg out in front, or the second option will be to stack the shins, both feet flex. So I'll offer this, I'll show this on this side, and I'll show the opposite on the other side. So wherever you are, both feet are flexed, legs are engaged here. Bring the hands out by your sides. Inhale, sit up really tall, and exhale, lead with the heart to take this forward fold. So create length through the spine here, belly towards the thighs, and then drop the chin towards the chest. Breath in, breath out. And take another inhale and exhale. And then inhale, slowly roll up. If this left leg was tucked under, go ahead, extend that left leg long. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh for our head to knee posture. So bring the torso, square the torso over that left leg. You bring the fingertips on either side, so you're lining up the sternum to the knee and the toes. Take one more breath in, sit up really tall, and exhale once again, lead with the heart. So reach the heart towards your toes to start. Square off the shoulders again. So normally this right shoulder dips. Go ahead and square them off. You can reach for the toes if that feels okay. You can bend the left knee as much as you need to actually bring the forehead down for this head to knee posture. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in and out. And then inhale, slowly roll up. Head is the last thing to come up. From here, send this left leg all the way behind you. We're going to work our way into our pigeon. So come onto that right shin. The right heel begins to work itself in. Take a peek at that left leg. So make sure the toes, the knee, the ankle are in one line. Draw this right hip back and the front of your left hip down towards the mat. And then from here, take a big inhale, again, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, any forward fold, we lead with the heart first, so length through the spine. Maybe you come down onto forearms, you could use any props. Soften through shoulders, maybe drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale. And one more breath in. And out. How long can you make the exhale last? Inhale, slowly roll back up. Bring the palms under the shoulders. Tuck your left toes under. Straighten that left leg and bring that right foot back to meet the left for down dog. And when you come right back to down dog after pigeon, I like to bend my left knee really deeply and drop that right heel down. So just sending all that blood back into the right leg. Shake out the head. Bend both knees deeply, look between the thumbs, and take that left foot forward. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift up, arms overhead. So 90 degrees through that left knee. Once again. And again, we're scooping that tailbone under as much as possible here. Drawing belly to spine. Hug those ribs in, shoulders over hips. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Engage this left leg, so draw the left heel back. Take a breath in and a breath out. Left hand down to left hip. Inhale really tall through right side and take that gentle side bend to the left this time. So again, still scooping that tailbone under. Everything is really engaged here. This left leg is nice and strong. Tailbone tucked under. Create some space through the front of the right side. Last breath in here. And exhale. Fingertips come down to frame that left foot and drop the hips really low here. So now we're releasing all of that, holding through the bottom half of the body. Take the gaze forward, spread through collarbones. And then as you exhale, walk the hands back as you lengthen that left leg, half split, flex the toes. Inhale, come forward, drop the hips, draw shoulder blades together. Exhale back. And inhale forward, last time. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So again, draw this left hip back, the right hip a little bit more forward. This right knee is right under the hip. Use your fingers for support. Use props if that feels better. And then belly towards the thigh. Again, we always lead with the heart in these forward folds, dropping the chin, pointing or flexing the foot, bending the left knee as much as you need to. Full inhale. Full exhale. And then inhale, bend the knee as you crawl forward, dropping the hips low. Tuck your right toes, straighten that right leg. So right heel reaches back, widen the stance a little bit so you guys kind of know where we're going here. Equal weight in both feet, bending left knee. Bring the hands to the hips and inhale, just peel the torso off the belly, just slightly draw those shoulder blades together. And reach this left heel or right heel back. So right leg is really strong here. Take another inhale, maybe lift the torso just a little bit more. Exhale, pause. And the gaze comes to the front of your mat. We're coming into our standing split. So begin to bring the fingertips down, bending this left knee really deeply. All the weight comes into the left foot as you lift the right heel. Again, it doesn't have to go very far. Bending this left knee as much as you need to keep the balance. And engaging this right leg will make it really a lot easier. So pretend you're going to kick the wall behind you with that right heel. Take a breath in, maybe lift the heel a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, bend both knees, bring your right knee to touch the left calf. Inhale, lift that leg high just one more time. And then exhale, bend both knees, the right shin comes down, you sit on the right hips, just opposite side this time. And again, if both sits bones don't ground down here, extend the right leg long out in front of you, but I'll just show the opposite modification this time. So tucking the right heel in, that left foot's down on the mat. Take a breath in, pull this left thigh into the chest, sit up really tall, and then exhale, begin to take that twist over the left shoulder, left chin, or the chin towards your left shoulder. And maybe you wrap the right arm around the thigh. These left fingertips come behind you to prop up the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, maybe continue to take that gaze a little bit further. Last breath in here. And exhale, unwind. So now left knee comes in left hand, the left heel in the right palm. Go ahead and flex both feet and take the left ankle to the right thigh. So again, option one is right leg extended, both feet flexed, engaged, or stack the shins and still both feet are flexed. Here you can always place something under this left knee as a prop. Wherever you are, arms come out to your sides. Inhale, sit up really tall. Exhale, again, we lead with the heart, belly towards the thighs as you fold. Maybe drop the chin to the chest. Inhale. Exhale. And one more breath in and out. And then inhale, slowly roll up. Extend that right leg if it wasn't extended and bring the sole of the left foot to that inner right thigh. So head to knee posture here. And then bring hands on either side of that right thigh. So square off the torso, sternum towards the knee and the toes. Take an inhale, exhale, belly to thigh, lead with the heart. Again, normally this right shoulder drops, so put a little bit more weight into that left shoulder, square off the shoulders. Bend the right knee as much as you need to for this head to knee posture. You can reach for the toes if it feels okay. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, slowly roll back up. And this time we send the right leg behind us, sweep it around. Coming on to left shin, so working your way into your pigeon posture. Take a peek at the right leg, make sure toes, ankle, knee are in one line. That left foot can be a little bit flexed. Always placing props underneath that. This will be the left hip on this side if you need to. And then square off the hips again, so begin to draw this right hip, the front of the right hip down and forward, and this left hip back, the left knee back a little bit. And then take an inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Maybe you fold. You might stay lifted. You come down onto props, onto forearms, but soften the shoulders away from the ears, soften through jaw, soften chin to chest. Breath in, breath out. Another inhale. And exhale. How long can you make that exhale last? Slowly come back up onto the palms. Tuck your right toes, straighten that right leg, step left foot back to meet the right down dog. And again, in this down dog after a pigeon, I like to bend my right knee really deeply so I can drop the left heel down, send all that blood flow back into the left leg. Maybe a gentle rock side to side, get into the IT band. And then pedal out both feet. Wiggle the hips side to side, wag the tail, take a breath in. Exhale either an audible sigh or you can flutter the lips. Shake out the head. Bring the knees down towards your mat, knees wide, big toes to touch. Forehead down, forearms wide. Just as we began, take a breath in, fill up low back space. A breath out, become a little bit heavier. Notice how you feel now in this posture, how it's different from when we took it at the beginning of this practice. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to walk the palms under the shoulders. Slowly come up to sit on the heels. You can work your knees together. Head is the last thing to come up. Bring your palms to your thighs. On an inhale, draw shoulders up to ears. Exhale, release the shoulders down the back, sit up tall. Maybe bringing the hands to heart center. Exhale the air out. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, soften the chin to the chest. Thank yourself for taking the time for this practice and showing your lower body some love. Enjoy.